Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fatu Network News Review. Today, 21st November 2018. My name is Omar Wali. I'll be speaking to the Gambia Democratic Congress spokesperson, M5 Jallo, about the defection of 287 UDP to the GDC. I also talked to Fatu Kamara about the current issues happening in the country. And our reporter, Mami Sedikan, also spoke to fruit sellers at traffic light and traders also at traffic light who have been affected by the road expansion. But before all that, I will start with the papers and on the Standard. The Standard is reporting that 287 UDP supporters crossed carpet to GDC. Nearly 300 people claiming to be supporters of the United Democratic Party have announced they left and joined the Gambia Democratic Congress. This group was presented at a rally in Mahmuda village on Saturday, which the GDC described as their biggest rally in the West Coast region, a region where the party has not registered much support over the years, according to the GDC. And the Standard went on to say that the new loyalists to the GDC mainly came from Kafuta, Daro Busumbala, and Pirang and Sanchaba Sule Job. And according to the new GDC converts, they abandoned the United Democratic Party because of the government's ill-conceived policies and programs for the country. And in the program, I also talked to M5 Jallo about this defection. My Fati clarifies after rumors of his appointment. You may remember there was rumors that Mai has been appointed as the defense minister of the Gambia, but the former interior minister and the leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress told the Standard newspaper that he has not been told and he is not aware that he has been appointed as a minister. What you saw or what you are saying is news to me, Mai told the Standard newspaper. And NIA 9 trials, the George Bard's witness from using laptop, that is the trial George Kumbasila Kamara on Monday, rejected prosecution witness 25, Superintendent Thomas R.J. Gomez, from using his laptop to take a call through the content of Exhibit L. The judge took this stance, saying that the evidence that is not before the court cannot be used because neither the defense nor the court can establish the content of the electronic version of Exhibit L. And Jame was not a tribalist. Madi Jobate said that at a symposium, that Madi Jobate, a vocal human rights activist, on Monday told a symposium that the former president Yahya Jammeh cannot be referred to as a tribalist because his key collaborators can be found across all the ethnic groups in the Gambia. Mr. Jobate added that no ethnic group in this country was spared by Jammeh in his way of brutality. So there is no ethnic group in this country, particularly his own ethnic group, that he has not caricatured to the highest level. According to Mahdi, I am sure when we get down to the documents, the casualties of Yahya Jammeh within his ethnic group, Jola community, are more than any other community in the Gambia. So how do you now define or claim the man who was tribalist, he is asked. And Jobate went on to describe tribalism as an act of corruption that politicians indulge in, using their people's lack of political awareness to make them believe they are serving their interests or serving the interests of the people. And Barrow Youth Movement begins implementing 120 projects. And that is the President Adama Barrow Youth for National Development and has started implementing 120 projects within 6 months in different communities across the country. This was disclosed by the Secretary General of the organization, Keba Lang Fofana, while handing over a complete perimeter fencing project of New Yundum Women's Horticultural Garden recently. That's on the Standard. And on the Point newspaper, Nyani says no to gay marriage in the new constitution. That is in a well-attended meeting at Wasu village in the Nyani district in the Central River region. Communities have expressed their opinion, stating that gay marriage should not be included in the new constitution. SRBC said the president of the Nyani Disabled Association has said that the new constitution should empower these physically challenged people so that they could immensely participate in the national development. And they also reporting that best water not fit for consumption, that is authorities warn, and the Gambian commit to combating terrorism and money laundering. That is, as the Economic Community of West African States Ministers convened in Banjul last week, the host country, the Gambia, has reaffirmed its commitment to combating money laundering and financial terrorism. The Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Tambedu, made the commitment on behalf of the Gambia on Saturday at the 19th International Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa Ministerial Committee meeting at Kairaba Beach Hotel. And on the Foria newspaper, Foria is reporting that court refuses no case submission in 2 Army Generals' desertion trial. And you may remember Brigadier General Umpa Mendi and Brigadier General Ansumana Tamba have been charged for desertion. They left the country with the former president to Equatorial Guinea, but they came back and after a few months, and they've been charged for desertion. And in the NIA 9 trial, High Court dismisses computer-generated evidence. And like it's reported on the Standard newspaper, the trial magistrate said they would not allow a computer or laptop to give evidence, Exhibit L. Well, that's all we have for you on the papers today, and we'll move on to a story prepared by Mami Sedika, that is the fruit sellers in traffic light lamented on the increase of the price of fruits, and as those who spoke to Mami Sedika and blames the increase on the unstable market and lack of price control in the Gambia. Let's take a listen to that report.
Replace your 3G SIM card today for the Real Africell 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
ndax bagage yi dañ koy jëndee lu seer ba pare day gaaw a yàqu dañuy jaay half sandi half ba pare bagage yi lu ci gën a bari Sénégal lay jóge bu jóge Sénégal buñ ko indee dañuy jaay lu seer ñun tam jënd ko lu seer jaayaat lu seer ndax dañuy da nga gis dañuy wax ne CFA bi moo seer CFA bi moo eeg moo tax bagage bi mënut a wàccee noonu si gën a bari bagage bi Sénégal lay jóge moo ñu gën a sonal fekkoon ne bagage yi gën a bari fii lay jóge nañ mën a am dara
Yeah, the business was good before, but now the business is still good, but it's not like before. You know, if you are doing business for long, you know experience different experience of things. But before our things, the price is okay, but now the price is too up. In the market, we are buying things too expensive that we cannot. We don't know how to do, and our customers here, they are complaining, but it's not our fault. Because you buy something $100, you have to add $20 on top. And that is the problem. Before it was not like that. Like about this time, we don't have Gambian tomatoes. Tomato 75 inside market, and we are selling here 90, 85. People are complaining, but we never get that one before.
They am free mom, danaka min nañ ko. Bagage amuñu fuñ koy dencé. Li dafa what time tangay suñ amé bagage like tomato ak kaane yel green top ak cucumber yi daf dé gawa ya buñ amu fuñ ko dañu gis nga li ni jënd na ko way half bi yépp dama jaay half tour half loma min nañ ko légui
because they are not control the price. I'm not scared to say anything. They are not control the prices. Before chemists coming ask why people are selling like this, why you sell like this. Then they will say reduce prices, but now nobody's asking. No prices control anymore. Anybody sell whatever he wanted. That's why the things are too expensive. For my opinion, that is what happened. Yes, we need government to help us to control the prices, because people are tired. Not everybody have money to spend like that. You want good thing to eat, you cannot have money to avoid it. That is something that people don't understand it.
South Africa Global is pleased to launch Dalaba Housing Estate. Dalaba Housing Estate is our newest estate located on the Sukuta Jabang Road. You can buy a finished 2 or 3 bedroom house or service plots accompanied with a free fence and gate. At Dalaba Housing Estate, you get to enjoy bituminized roads, gated and fenced properties, solar street lights, water reticulation, public amenities, 1,500 fruit trees aligned in streets, and many more. Make a 25% down payment today and spread the balance conveniently for 10 years with GT Bank, EcoBank.
Well, those were the fruit sellers there at the traffic light. And traders at the traffic light also said they found it very difficult to find themselves in a new settlement or in a new location. The traders are also affected by the road expansion. You may remember a notice has been given to vehicle sellers and those selling around the battle-hardened highway to vacate before the end of the month. And Mami spoke to those people also. They also said it will be very difficult for them to find themselves in the new location.
Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real Africell 4G SIM and receive 1 gigabyte of internet data for free.
Plan on the last 2 weeks back. It's a new paper. Then you just notice that you want to gain a traffic light. That time before next start the first shot Friday only 23rd my last date bi bu ñu wara jox pour ñu génn fii ñun nag amuñ benn jëmukaay fu mu nekk nii fu ñu war a dem ñu ne dañu war a yokk tali bi loolu la ñu wax ñu ne dañu war a yokk tali bi moo tax dañu war a génn ñu ne suñ sañoon suñ coobare mun naa am ne ñu ñëw gën ñoo jàppale suñu dellu si gannaaw sax moo gën waaye génn bi moom amuñ fenn fu ñu war a dem loolu moom jaaxal nañ tëj na suñ boppa waaw fu nekk nii foofu lañ toll.
waaw loolu buñ ñu koy indee dem naa kéem si waxtaan ak gars yi laaj won leen ne dañ ñu yónnee leeta te wax nañ leen ne dañu jox délai tam ma ko waxee loolu mu ne ma ñoom tam dañ ciy gestu ndax ñun tam ñu neen la fii dañuy dimbalante ñun tam doomi réew mi lañ léegi dañuy dem gis ak ñoom seet ndax ni ñu mun a dimbale daal fekk wattu boobu ñun man lu ma leen ñaanoon sax ñu ñaanal ñu gars yi bu fekkee ne du léegi la ñuy defar yoon bi may ñu ba saison bi passé ndax Gambia ñëpp xam nañ ne liggéey juróom-benni weer la liggéey si saison lañ am kon bu fekkee saison jot ubbi na ñëpp mu ngi yaakaar jënd nañu ay bagage suñu bagage yëpp ñu ngi ko jënd yaakaar ne saison bi da ngay jaay tuuti almost ñu ñëw waxaat ñu ne dañuy ekkati nit ñi jox ñu leeta loolu kenn du xëccoo nguur waaye dañ leen di ñaan pour ñu waxtaan ak ñooñu may ñu ba saison bi passé.
The next challenge we want to tell you people if government can help us. We are paying taxes, we are paying our duties, and anything they ask us to pay, we are paying, but we are not comfortable now. They just come and give us notice to leave this place. And where we are, some people sick. If you see the way some people close their place, then sick for it. Where we are going to, we don't have choice. Who are we to ask questions? That is no happiness we have now. We are thinking how to do about it.
ñoo ñaatu nguur ñu jàppale ñu rek comme que ñun jaay bi moom lañ xam nit ma su ma la waxee ne since maa ngi am 13 maa ngi si njaay bi maa suma papa yaaga naa si te si la ñooy faj suñu soxla yi di si sutura di si dimbale ni ñu war a dimbale képp kuñ tane war na mu ne dañ la dee jàppale waaw so loolu rek lañ yaakaar gannaaw yàlla njaay bi lañ am.
Well, those were the traders along the battle-hardened highway saying that it will be very difficult for them to relocate to a new location. They have been noticed to leave the place and because there will be a road expansion. I'm trying to reach out there to the Gambia Democratic Congress spokesperson, that is M5 Jallo. Hello, M5.
Yes.
Amar Wali here. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
We understand that 278 supporters of United Democratic Party cross-carpeted to your party, that is the Gambia Democratic Congress.
Right.
Can you confirm this?
Yes, my brother, this is exactly a fact. In fact, the number that was announced was a little bit less than the actual figure.
Okay.
Both from the NRP, the UDP, or even I can say from the APRC, NRP, and UDP.
Okay.
This is a fact, it's a reality, and it was declared by the individuals themselves who crossed over to the GDC.
Okay.
Like I would give you at least a precise concept in the philosophy of the Gambia Democratic Congress.
Yes.
The GDC is here to bring about progressive development, to bring about a sense of political ownership by the Gambian themselves. themselves
Okay.
and to bring about a total national development. Because we realize the Gambia today, compared to other nations, things are not how they should have been.
Okay.
After our nationhood from 1965 to now.
Okay.
Development should have been more than where it is today.
Okay.
Educationally, the educational standards should have been upgraded more to higher levels rather than where we are now. And so many other issues, even in the industrial aspect of things. The Gambia should have been, deeply involved in certain, small-scale manufacturing systems. So we realize that, Gambians must be aware of this. Gambians must have this as a sounding, motivating factor that should generate in their minds, for them to at least do something that would bring about a sense of development and to the interest of Gambians at large.
Now,
this is why the GDC is created, and this is why the GDC is heading towards.
Now, so you are saying, okay, you are saying those who defected or cross-carpeted to the GDC are not only from UDP, but from APRC, NRP, and UDP, NRP, and APRC.
And the APRC, yes.
Okay.
As they said on the ground.
Okay, how many people, the standard said is 278. Is it more than that, or was like you are making declare?
This is more than that, because I can assure you, I was opportune to have the list
Okay.
of 62 women with one man, making it 63.
Yes.
And later somebody told me it has even been upgraded to 78. You see, so that is just from Finland. You can contact an individual if you believe list in Finland.
Yeah.
And she will confirm this thing for you.
Okay.
So furthermore, again, on a big numbers, I could remember 70 something also from I think the FARC and another number from NRP. So in totality, that was the figure given, but I can tell you that on the ground there was more than this.
Okay, don't you think this is as usual in Africa? People just cross carpet because they just want something from your party, and when it comes to election, they will not even vote for you, like it happens to other politicians.
Sorry, we don't mind things of that nature.
Okay.
What we are here for, we are here to bring about a sense of progress for the Gambian people. Even if they want to take the opportunity, or they want to, we don't care much about that. What we are doing is to convince Gambians to see that the Gambia Democratic Congress is the right political party.
Now,
So with what they were saying, a lot of them have been, in many of these other parties, for a good period of time. But to them, they have not seen anything that they could present, or at least that has been presented to them, or that even as chairpersons or, women heads of groups can declare to the rest that
Yes.
this is what we found from other parties.
Okay.
For the CDC,
Yeah.
we are doing it before we say it. In fact, as I am talking to you now, I've just learned that the two boreholes that we promised for Mahmouda and this other place, was it Kitty or I forgot it. That right now the materials have been delivered for the work to start. In the next 2 weeks or so, we are telling you and we are assuring them that they will be drinking water from the borehole dug by the Gambian Democratic Congress.
Now,
This is the reality. We've been practicalizing things before we verbally say them.
All right,
So this is what is convincing people to come to the GDC. It is not a matter of saying that, okay, they want to explore opportunity, whatever. We believe that come the next election, whether in 3 years' time to come, or in the next, I don't know, a few months, I may call it, for this 3 years, this transitional period to end.
Okay.
Whatsoever, the Gambia Democratic Congress is ready to take the pulse and at the same time, take leadership of the country at government level.
you talked about honesty at the opening of your statement. You said kind of there is no honesty. But like they said, all politicians are the same. They promise to build bridges even where there is no river. But now, looking at the GDC, you're talking about there is no honesty. But some people say it has to start at home. Looking at the GDC, there is no...
There is no honesty.
Okay. Transparency. Okay, these are your words. I just note down, just take some key words and key facts. Fine. Now, how you said you want to be development. What kind of development do you want to see in this country? Well, I think that is M5 Jalo. I will try him again. That is the GDC spokesperson. His line is busy, but I will keep on trying him again. And I think he's on the... I will try him once again and see if I can get hold of him, but the number is busy. And as soon as I lay my hands on him, well, the conversation is not finished. Unfortunately, the line dropped. So that is M5 Jalo, the spokesperson for the Gambia Democratic Congress. And they're reporting that over 278 supporters believed to be from United Democratic Party, from the National Reconciliation Party, and the former ruling APRC party cross-carpeted or has cross-carpeted to the Gambia Democratic Congress. And well, I've tried, but I couldn't lay my hands on him. Now I have to turn into another person. Fatou Camara is with me now. Fatou, thank you so much again. And
well, thank you very much, Omar. I think people would know by now that you only invite me when you don't have anybody to interview.
But I have M5 report. Okay.
No, because you have no one in the studio, so that's the only time.
Not having somebody in the studio doesn't necessarily mean I have invited, but because but you look gloomy today.
Well, because I have no makeup on and nothing, I was just minding my business, and then you invited me because you do that when you have no guests. So I'll be here.
We will talk about the current issues, but a regular. I think M5 is back again. Let me just
finish with him. I'll be here.
Okay, Mr. M5, hello. I think I will continue. The conversation did not finish with the leader of the spokesperson for the Gambia Democratic Congress on the cross-carpeting of the some supporters from 3 political parties to GDC. So he's on the line now.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. It was my phone that went off.
Oh, okay. It's okay. That's fine. Okay.
Right.
What I'm saying that what type of development do you want for this country? GDC, I mean.
Yes. This is a very important question.
Right.
My brother, right now, the whole world is soaring higher and higher into many various forms of development. Technically, the Gambia should have been part of these nations.
Sure.
Industrially, information technology is now all over. How much is Gambia, is involved in this thing is a big question.
Right.
And in many other industrially, you have manufacturing, facilities that are all over in other nations. So some of these things will provide a sense of development by creating employment and, addressing the Gambia with the rest of other world nations. So that is one aspect of it.
Okay.
The other one is agriculturally, we realize that there are a lot of opportunities that could be solicited from the Gambian soil.
Yeah.
All over you can produce a lot of agricultural produces.
Okay.
We could be extended beyond to neighboring nations, where a lot of economic achievement would be realized.
Okay.
Down again on the ozone, on the Gambian waters.
Okay.
A lot of opportunities are lying there. We know how to solicit other nations like Japan, South Korea, Thailand, Shanghai, and other nations where people are in need of resources from the ocean. So
all right.
the Gambia would put the mechanisms necessary to create revenue from these areas by actively going into diverse mechanisms which will create employment and as well as generate resources where Gambia would positively move forward by exploiting these natural resources and creating markets by virtue of which Gambians would earn a lot economically.
Thank you so much.
There are a lot of other issues.
You're right. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jalo. I think we'll have more time on this. Might have a one-to-one interview with you, and to make sense of all these things. But once again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, my brother. Always welcome.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that is M5 Jalo there, the spokesperson for the United Democratic Party, and that she is talking about the defection of 200 and 78 supporters from three political parties defected to the United Democratic they defected to Gambia Democratic Congress. Now, Fatou, let's
yes, first of all, I just want to say something about that because I saw on Facebook a lot of attacks on the media houses, and they're saying that we refuse to cover this. I just want to say we do not have that much capacity, and most of the time when people want us to cover their events, they do write to us in advance because we cannot read minds, and we cannot know that, oh, GDC is going to do, they're going to receive defectors or something. So all these things have to be planned because it's really difficult for us to leave where we are and having to drive. First, we have to know where they are. We have to know what is going on, what day it will be, and what time. So definitely we are not saying because it's GDC, we're not covering, we're covering all political parties. So I think some of the comments that some of the people make on social media is very, very unfair. That's one thing that I want to clear, Omar. I think I spoke to you about that. I've been seeing it around.
Yeah, so but before we go, we had this report earlier, some fruit sellers around traffic light saying that, they're also saying that the price is high because of, there's no market and there's no price control. So, and as a regular buyer, what do you think about this?
Well, that is true. I've always said that the problem we have in Gambia right now is that there is no control. It's not only for the price, but it's for everything. Like in traffic, there is no control. I mean, the police are doing a great job, don't get me wrong, but they cannot be there 24/7 all the time. So that's one thing, one problem that we have in this country. There's no system, nothing is put in place, and there's definitely no control. I think it's just too free and too open that people are doing whatever they feel is right for them.
Now let's talk about the current issues from the Barrow and the UDP to let's start with social security. We have seen Mamadou Manjang been sent away. The other guy, Mamadou Kamara, also was on leave, and they made recommendation that Manjang should be reinstated and Kamara should be fired. But I was with them and they are not happy with you. They said that you are biased, you are unfair, you are not balanced, you are just there to support Mohamed Manjang. You don't bring their stories.
Well, I'm not here to make anybody happy when it comes to my job. I'm not here to do anybody's fight. If you want to fight, you go and fight on your own. What I know is I did not interview anybody. I actually did not know Mohamed Manjang until the social security issue started. What happened was when it was brought to our attention, we met Mohamed Manjang. It was Fatu Network, and then I had a meeting with him and said, we want to interview you to find out what really is happening. And I think that time one of the staff went in to interview Mohamed Manjang. And when the staff was done with Mohamed Manjang, I called her cell phone. I said, after you talk to Mohamed, you have to make sure that you talk to the staff as well, because we cannot have a one-sided story. So our staff went and interviewed both Manjang and the staff rep. I called them and said, who do you want us to interview? And they mentioned Kamara. My mom works at Social Security, so I know Social Security. I've been going there since they were in Banjul at Gamstar House. So we interviewed them, and they said everything that they wanted to say. And in fact, Kamara was saying in the interview that this is very good, and he thanked us. The audio is here, the video is here, it's on YouTube for everybody to see. And then after that, they started writing separately to us, sending us inbox messages that Mohamed Manjang did A, B, C, and D. He's not doing the right thing. He's not doing that. I said, well, we cannot have a one-sided story, just like what we told you. When we have to write stories, it has to be balanced. And we have contacted Mohamed Manjang, and he said he has said everything. I even contacted the board. The board, the chairperson of the board said, well, Fatu, this is all we can tell you. Right now, we're not ready for interviews. But what they want, they were actually looking for somebody to do their fight. All those little gossips, for me to be using the network for that, I would not use that for anybody, not even for Omar Wali. When it comes to the job, we have to do the right thing. And if there is anybody who is not happy with that, I guess...
Another thing has to do with it. They say when the ombudsman report was out, you blatantly refused to publish it.
See, that's such a lie. I mean, that's so unfortunate when people just make up things and just come up with which ombudsman report. Did they send it to us? So these people want us to be running after them to also do that. It depends. I mean, if a story is a breaking news, everybody will go and look for it. But a story about an ombudsman report, I mean, it was not even brought to our attention. So these people think the only time I have is to sit at my desk waiting for Social Security. We have a lot of issues to deal with. I've been telling you and the staff that the news does not have to be about men in suit. We're tired of reading government people and that. We want to do the average Gambian. We want to know how they're living. The fruit seller report is one such thing that I've always been calling for. So we definitely did not have any idea about that. I actually did not see it. I heard it. I saw it at some time on Facebook. But it doesn't mean that we have to go around looking for everything social security. So I understand he was here and he said he's not going to give us an interview. Let me say this about social security issue. What's his name again? Kamara. Mamadou Kamara does not want to leave. Mohamed Manjang did not want to leave too. He's still there. The president set up a committee, and then they came up with their findings, and it is said that he should stay. So both of them don't want to stay. Why would you want Manjang to go when you don't want to go? I mean, Manjang did not say he cannot work with Kamara. If Kamara cannot work with Manjang, why don't he leave? I resigned from US Embassy. I resigned from GRTS. If you feel that you cannot work somewhere, I mean, leave. What is holding him?
All right.
But I just want to make this clear that I definitely am not even interested in that. I have a lot of things going on. So what they're thinking is not what it is.
Okay. So your hands are clean.
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, why? I don't even have to prove anything to them. For what? For what reason? For what reason?
Yes, okay, now let's talk about current issues. The Barrow and the UDP thing now. There's a lot of talks. I was with Alma Metal and I asked them, why are you so bothered if somebody wants to go ahead and form his own party? What do you make of all this wrangling? There was a congress in West Coast and it couldn't go ahead and it has been postponed to next week. So what do you make of this?
Well, it's a very unfortunate situation. Remember when immediately after the change, when stuff started happening, it was some of us who stood up and we started speaking. We were saying, no, what we are seeing is not a good thing to do. First, when only some members of the UDP were appointed in the Foreign Service, we complained about that. And we said that was not fair. It should involve others. The diaspora was not involved, even though the diaspora worked really hard to put this government in place. We were fighting for all of that. What were they calling us? They were calling us names. They even went and told the president I was communicating with Jammeh. All of that was to distance us from the president. So now that things are falling apart, I mean, I guess what are we going to do? Because these people, when we started speaking about these things, that was when they said nobody should speak.
Which people?
Those days, the people online who are making all this noise. Those days when I said, yeah, Barrow's suit is nice, they would say, oh no, you are being sarcastic, Fatu, you are bad. You don't like Barrow. So now the things are turning because for some reason it looks like Barrow also wants to go for a second term. And the UDP, from what we are reading online, I did not get to speak to Ousainou Darboe or speak to anybody in the executive about this, but it looks like Ousainou Darboe also wants to go for the presidency. So now there is a conflict, and now they're saying that Barrow should leave so that Ousainou can come. And now they want people, somebody told me, they said, why are you guys not speaking? I said, what are we going to say? When we were speaking, they were cursing us out. They were insulting us. They were calling us names. They wanted us to be far away. You know, I came back home to Gambia. I wanted to start a show on the TV. They blocked it. They said, oh, Fatu Kamara should not be allowed on TV. But now after we set this up, everybody on the TV is following this. So now let them deal with it. Let them duke it out. So like if you ask me, let them duke it out.
So
it's up to them, because these are the people, I told these people long time ago.
On a serious note, so those who were defending Barrow because he was in their good books, now they fell out. Now those are the people, because at the time if you are critical, they jump on you.
Yeah,
but now they are not in good terms with Barrow now. Yes. They are saying that you should join them to fight Barrow.
Some people are saying, oh, you have been quiet, you need to speak so that we can, you know, it's for the interest of the country. But since they want, for me, it has always been for the interest of the country. That's why I have been speaking. But then you talk to some members of the UDP, they will tell you, these people are not UDP. But these are the ones who are using the name of the UDP, insulting people. Sometimes, someday, you will be watching Facebook Live. 4 different networks would be live, all speaking on the voice of you, saying that they're speaking for UDP. So they need to change that. I saw the press release where they're saying some of those people are imposters. I mean, that has been happening for a long time. I think what the UDP need to do is to fix their party. They really have to do that. All these people hiding behind fake profiles, crossing people out, insulting people, they need to stop them if they want to be taken serious.
So, but to many, you are a rabble rouser. What is it?
I have no idea what that is. I'm not that educated. But honestly,
then, because I don't know rabble rouser in Mandinka.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Okay, but I cannot say that word in Mandinka. But again, what do you think is the best way? You talk about the fake profiles and so on.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think they need to address it. That's all they need to do, because when we were speaking, we were not saying anything bad. What we were saying is, President Barrow, the people that surround you are not good for you, because these people are not helping you. We've been saying, we really, Omar, Who is going to fight this hard for a change and then you come and mess that change up? When I was going with sharing the photos of Fatima Jabi on Facebook, didn't you see the attacks? They were saying, so let's support our own. So now we're supporting our own. I met with the First Lady, and we, they saw us together, and then talk started. Now she's going to support Barrow. Barrow is not, First Lady is not Barrow. I mean, true, they're husband and wife, but she is not the president. Okay. So now they started bringing all these things. She's going to be supporting Barrow. Now she will not talk. And like I said, I'm not the editor of the Fatu Network. If there's a story about the First Lady, we will contact her and it will come out.
Okay, you stay there. We will have the Skype open. We might have 1 or 2 people who want to call on the Skype. But,
well, I'm not going to be sitting here. It's too hot.
It's too hot.
It's too hot. Why you don't have your ACs on? Yeah, I don't want dindima. But
so,
but then, seriously, I mean, this is the situation. I think days like this, we should have known that it was going to come and that it was going to happen. So now all of a sudden, certain people, and I'm not saying this about the UDP because no member of the executive of the UDP spoke to me, but from what we're seeing online, until now, look at Rohi Malik Law. They're going after Rohi Law now, saying, oh, Rohi Law is UDP. I spoke to Rohi Law many times about this, but Rohi Law told me, it was Lawyer Usainu Dabo who told me, let's support the president. He said, if my party executive told me to support the president, I will support the president. And Rohi Law's love for Lawyer Dabo, nobody will question that. If you listen to her WhatsApp on her phone, you will hear a lot of songs there from me and her sister. Yeah. When we want something from Rugi Law, we would tell her, okay, we will sing a song for Dabo. Okay. And then, she will do whatever we say. So definitely, I mean, they need to stop cursing people out and they have to be responsible.
Now, this is a question that has not been answered. You ask people, they will say the relationship between these two men, the president, the vice president, is wholehearted. But along the way, you understand also why if the relationship is good or is bad, why do you think they are still hiding this thing?
Well, I think just like you said, Njawi and Juja, nobody wants to be in that kind of situation because Barrow has said a few times that Dabo is his dad. Remember when he said that? Yeah. And also Dabo has said to you, Barrow is our Barrow. They said that, UDP, and also Dabo said only a boss tie would see that. So you see, you cannot say all of that and then you come back again, we see something different. I think they're trying to cover up, but the fact of the matter is that we all know that there is a situation. Nobody can change that. But what is going to happen now, the way some people want us to go about this situation is what is not going to happen because we have to, they're family.
Which is?
I mean, to interfere and start criticizing Barrow or start taking sides, take the side of the Barrow youth movement or take the side of the UDP. I am not going to do that for anybody. And I also saw that they're saying some government pay me to do PR for them and it includes being nice to Barrow. I mean, that's not true. Nobody would give me any contract and say be nice to anybody. No, because I don't work like that.
So everything has to do with transparency and being balanced, and when it comes to...
Well, of course, as media people, we will continue to do our job. I don't censor you. I am friends with some of the members of the Barrow Youth Movement, but that was well before even Barrow became president. That was when we were in the diaspora. We were working with them. So, and those people, they're very open-minded. I do talk to them. Once in a while, we go sit somewhere and have a drink. And we don't even talk about politics. We talk about us.
Now, when in the event that...
And I'm friends with UDP members too.
In the event that these people split, what do you think are the consequences?
Well, I think it's going to affect both of them. It's going to affect both of them, and whoever is very, very organized and coming up, those people could be the winners, definitely. I mean, I don't think it's good for them to split. I think what they need to do is to sit down and talk about this situation, and they also need to know that, I mean, splitting from Barrow and Dabo is not a good thing, because when it happens, know that some people will go to Barrow. You know why that will happen? Is because that's where the power is. Yeah. People believe in that. They know the president can give them jobs, and they will say, if I stay at UDP, what am I getting? But there are also people who are very, very loyal to Dabo, who no matter what, they will stay with him. But I can tell you, with the Gambia that I know, if we are the majority of the people may want to go to Barrow because of the power that he has as president.
Now, who do you hold responsible for all this? Who is the troublemaker?
Some of these people that they let to be in between. I said to somebody that in the first place, a president should not have friends who come to him in the evening, drinking attire with him and talking to him. A president should be too busy to do that. Because each time I do that, Omar Wali, the president is a very powerful person. If you sit with him and then you start drinking attire, you start wahtaning, the next minute stuff will come out. Hey, but the president, Omar Wali Mambetea, everybody will try to bring in stuff, so he should avoid that. He should avoid campus, he should avoid evening talks, he should be busy with his files. And when it comes to UDP too, they also should make sure that they have people who are very responsible. That's how we know UDP. It is all of a sudden 2016, 2017, we saw all these new people insulting people left, right and center. Where are they from? Nobody knows them. When the fight was tough, we did not see them.
So did they say I also hate about it. Did you come across that, or it's only you, Fatou Camara?
No, they said me, because that was because I came and I wanted to do something, so they told him, "Nyimalla fila dabe on the mine line."
Okay, I think there is somebody on the line. Hello?
Yeah.
Omar Wari, for ma for yabule ka Fatou interview thing.
Fatou Camara, matunga interview the one.
Didn't I tell you to stop doing that? Omar, you're going to be fired.
I have to interview her.
But put the
But you know, Omar, I'm calling because of that Modu Kamara saga.
Okay.
Modu Kamara needs to blame himself and nobody else. And by the way, the people on the chat thread who are saying that I follow, I worship Fatou Camara, they need to know that this is the president of the network who is on the chat thread all the time. So they need to stop saying that. But one of the things that Modu Kamara needs to really do is for him to go back and focus on himself, reflect on on everything except trying to blame other people for his irrational behavior. Omar, what shocked me was when he was interviewed recently, for the man to accept that he gets paid his salary at Social Security, but then also is paid by the staff to represent him at the board. And somebody told me that board members are also paid for being on the board. So that means this Modu Kamara, who was, touting this holier than thou attitude, was getting 3 salaries, and the people, it's just like when Fatou Camara was in the struggle. If Fatou Camara had said, you guys need to pay me, there are people who would say, hey, aren't you doing this for Gambia? So for this man to take money from the people less fortunate than him at Social Security and to come out here and just bang, bang, bang and be rude, I listened to him. He was so rude. He was not even listening to the interviewer. And I'm like, and this is a guy who is saying that Manjang is a bad person? I'm not saying Manjang is holy either, but if I have to choose between those two, I will take Manjang over Kamara anytime. Okay, and Kamara needs to go and get another job. And don't interview me, Omar.
No, but you call and I have to ask you a few questions. But, okay, now let's talk on a very serious note. You look at your writings on Facebook. Someone somewhere may say you also supported Manjang because you are always on these people's skin. Are you? But because you are not balanced, you only look at one side.
Okay, so I am not balanced because this is my thing. When we were fighting the struggle, I had believed that those in the struggle were on the right path, and there was nothing Jammeh was going to do that was going to convince me Jammeh is better for Gambia than what the struggle was trying to do. So that's exactly what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at the fact that, Gambians paid their money. Gambians' pension money is what is at stake here. For a long, long time, we have Yaya Jammeh mess up, embezzle money out of that institution. I remember Manjang being interviewed. That's the first time I heard him talk, and he was on Fatou Network. They asked him, they said, why didn't you take a vehicle for your wife? And he said, no, I don't need a government vehicle for my wife because my wife has her own car. They said, why didn't you have a driver? He said, because my wife can drive my children to school. Again, he was in the same interview, he also said, the president's office had asked him to donate money through a book lunch, whatever that book lunch was. And he said no, because the president's book lunch has nothing to do with Social Security. To me, that was somebody who was out there for reform. Yes, the per diem money, that is something he did wrong. But this takes me back to the Bakar and Jai days at Gamtel. Back then, people used to say all these Gambian institutions, especially the parastatals, they steal money, they lie, they do this. But at the end of the day, you have the likes of Bakar and Jai, who even if he took money, he brought profits to Gamtel. The same thing is what I'm looking at when it comes to Social Security. So there's no way I'm going to be on Modu Kamara's side because I do not believe Modu Kamara is on the right side. And that is what debates are about, Omar. If you have two debaters, I am on the Manjang debater side, so I was going to do whatever I can to make sure Manjang came back, even though I didn't have the final authority to do that. But that's where I am, and I was not going to budge because I believe he's out there to reform Social Security.
But those following you said there is always an error of emphasis, that these people are this and the other side. And you never talked about belabor the podium thing. Your thing has to do, the error of emphasis, if I can put it that way, is like Kamara and his team should go, and you took a stand, and everybody knows where you're supporting. Why were you not emphasizing on the parliament? So you just mentioned it for the first time, as far as I know.
Actually, like I said, I took one stance. Yes, I didn't go back, and you have to remember that sometimes I'm very, very busy too. But when even the ombudsman report, when it came out, that was the trashiest report I've ever seen in my life, Omar. What they did is they copied and pasted Barrow's investigation, which actually pissed me off, that Barrow waited this long, because Barrow is the reason why Social Security, the mess continued and became worse than it should. So for me, Omar, it's very simple. We have an institution that Gambians are looting. They have staff who have been asked to pay back their loans that they refuse to pay. So I can go on and on and on. And to me, I looked at those reasons, and that is why I decided this is the side I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on the side that is there to reform Social Security, because Gambians, have put their monies in there, and it is being taken. Even that board of directors need to go, because they have corrupt people who were put there by Yaya Jammeh.
No,
the truth is not easy, Omar.
Yeah.
And I will say it here. I will make a declaration. Yes, I did take a side, but I took a side that I believe is a truthful side. That is why I took Manjang's side. And I'm going to stick by Manjang until he messes up.
Very final question. Don't you think it would be better if you could have provided solutions than taking a side, condemning one, supporting one, this and that and that? Don't you think it was better for you to be like, okay, mistakes happen, you're at fault, X is at fault, but come on.
But why are they looking for people to be on sites?
No, on site. Why
do we have to be on site?
What I'm saying to Kulo,
this side or that side?
I'm not saying, instead of talking about those two, people saying you are supporting Manja or Kamara.
Yeah. Is it a war?
It's not a war. But what I'm saying, instead of you people are not providing solutions that could, diffuse the tension. But you are here doing this, another person is there doing that.
Oh, well,
no.
I think I can also say you are on Omar Kamara's side.
Omar Kamara from
Yes, I can say that. Because Omar Wali, since Omar Kamara came here and didn't do this interview, Omar Wali was like fire.
No, I'm not
so now what I'm saying is, why do we have to be on sites?
No, I'm not saying
people have to speak their mind. Why is he worried about who is on his side?
No.
Why is he worried?
I'm not talking about society. I'm talking about Tukulor here.
Today, look at him. He's sweating now. Let's make him sweat even more.
Huh?
Let's make Omar Wali sweat me. Omar Wali, cut it out. Omar Wali, I am not a journalist. This is my thing. You guys are journalists. You are the ones who are not supposed to take sides. But when it comes to us, the general folk, we have every right to take sides. Again, just like during the struggle, are you telling me that I wasn't supposed to take sides because Yaya Jammeh was killing Gambians and I was on the side that was fighting him for not killing Gambians? Are you going to tell me I'm not supposed to take sides? And there was nothing good Yaya Jammeh was going to do that I was going to parade on social media or anywhere else because I wanted him to go. So this is
Tukulor, so if Tukulor had taken one side, what would that change? What would that do? Because the decision for Social Security was not going to come from her. Yeah. It was coming from the office of the president, right? Yeah. So then what would my side or her side matter? Why would that matter?
No, but the noise on the social media too also contributes.
Yeah, but they said it does not. No, they said they don't listen to it. That's what people say. They said the social media is not important. They don't care about it. It's the Gambians on the ground. So deal with the ones on the ground. Why are they worried?
Okay, Tukulor, I made a mistake. I always put everybody in my shoes that I should not be partisan, that I should not support any side. But it's good to know that. Thank you so much. Oh, you want to have...
stop it. Oh, stop. Omar, you are fired.
Really?
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much, Tukulor, for your time. We do appreciate. So like I said, I'm not going to let Omar drag me here again without my makeup, without me looking all ready for television. Yeah, just to say one more time that somebody just sent me a text and say, wait, they're going to cause you out. I just want to say there's nothing they haven't said to me before. So it would just be a repetition of that. I really don't care. But Omar, I mean, to tell the truth, I think definitely UDP being a very, very big party, I think they really have to look into this. I spoke to Almami Tal about it. I said, you need to look at the people who are representing you on social media. Yeah. It's very important. And they say, oh, you know, we don't have control over it. Of course you have control about it. All the parties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello?
Omar, good morning.
Morning,
hey.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Pata, right?
Yes. Okay. I am with you, Omar. See, the thing with me is like I try to tell people, We have to be objective. Everybody needs to be like me. I am objective. I'm not taking any sides on anything, even politically. I don't understand why Tukulor is on the radio trying to take positions on this. I don't get it.
Well, Pata, I'm glad because I thought you were going to come here and defend what I was saying about the UDP. So I didn't know you were talking about Tukulor.
Wait. But I'm not even UDP. I am independent. What are you talking about?
Since when? Since when?
Since Barrow was our Barrow. What is wrong with you?
Yes, see, this is the kind of stuff we want to hear, because that time we were going after him, he was your Barrow. So we still want him to be your Barrow, so we can stay out of this and go about our business.
But William Barrow is our Barrow. You guys can't have anything to do with that. He's our Barrow.
Yes, and Dudu Sano is your Dusano, right?
No, he's not.
He's also UDP since '96.
Pata.
Yes,
Pata, let me ask you this personal question, if you like. You know, the whole issue here is, you like it or you want to face it, or you want to, it has to do with Barrow want to go on his own, which did not go down well with some people in UDP. I know you said you are not UDP, but should that be a problem in the event that Barrow want to go?
No, that I'm not a UDP is a joke.
Yeah,
that
okay,
I'm not UDP is a joke. Of course, I am UDP. But if the question is if President Barrow can go on his own, absolutely, the president can choose to go on his own all he wants. Because my position on the president is this. Adama Barrow came from a home. The home was a UDP, right?
Yes.
But I am a very big fan and supporter of protocol. Like, we all understand having somebody resign from their party because of what we had in November of last year was kind of tough. Because even if Halifa Saad had resigned from Doi, nobody would have been able to take Halifa out of Doi, or Doi out of Halifa. But that still would mean that we have to respect protocol. Adama on November 3rd of 2016 wrote a resignation letter and tendered it to the UDP Central Committee, which was accepted, acknowledged by the party's Deputy Secretary General on November 6th of 2016, and both letters were sent to the RPC. So as far as if we are going to respect those protocols, we can say Adama Barrow resigns from the UDP. But even if Adama did not resign from the UDP, he wanted to go on his own, Adama can choose to go on his own. But that should not stop UDP people thinking that they believe that President Barrow's moves are disintegrating the party or dividing the party. I think people need to acknowledge that part too. I really don't care if he goes on his own. I kind of believe, would I want it? No. Because, of course, if the president, anytime an incumbent wants to move, they're going to get support from other sides. Then perhaps, or in fact, not perhaps, certainly he's going to get some support from the UDP. We get that.
But Pata, don't you think that him moving out and going on his own would affect the UDP a big time? Is better? Don't you think it's better if the two sides come together?
Of course, he's going to. And I'm responding to Omar's question that whether Barrow has the right to go on his own. That's what I'm saying. Of course, he has the right to go on his own. But even if not, let not even say Adama Barrow. Even let's say maybe one of our MPs like Alaji S. Dabo wanted to form his own party. Of course, he's going to get some supporters from the UDP. That is a given. That's going to happen. The whole brouhaha is not even about President Barrow and everything. And I think for President Barrow, who had been executive member of the UDP, should definitely know how the position or the selection or election of these positions go about. For somebody to think that to stand and make an open pronouncement only because you think you are the president, that was a mistake on the side of the president. And I would advise or recommend that he familiarize himself with the party's constitution.
But the problem seemed to be with the Barrow Youth Movement, they will say. But when I am right here in Gambia, and then I'm like, who are the Barrow Youth Movement? Are they that really big that they would cause this kind of headache? I mean, most of the people who say they are UDP on social media keeps talking about them. I mean, why is it a problem? Do you think? I'm asking because I'm sure you've also been seeing stuff on Facebook about it.
Yeah, I have seen, and I think our people have a problem with categorization, because nobody is even talking about Barrow supporters. Because we have seen even chiefs, we start calling them Barrow Youth Movement. When President Barrow told us the youth movement was supposed to be for young people that he thought support his agenda and help him propagate or advance his position. So now it looks like everybody we feel is sympathetic to President Barrow. We align those ones with the Barrow Youth Movement. So my issue with that is I think it's just is an issue of a characterization than anything. I don't think even the safers are part of the Barrow Youth Movement, but anybody who sympathizes with President Barrow now, we call them the Barrow Youth Movement. So if there is anything to say, we should definitely say those who are sympathetic to the president's position and those who are quote-unquote orthodox UDP, if that's even a case, So I think it's categorization.
Omar Wali is a member of the Barrow Youth Movement.
do not tell me you don't know the meaning of categorized. I mean, orthodox, when you don't know what rank or rabble rouser means. But go ahead.
Yeah. But I told you, for me, education no far. So you need to break it down for me to understand. Didn't you hear that when I was selected to be part of the TRRC, they said my education is not far. So it's still the same. I didn't go to any other university after that.
That's because you went to Gambia House.
Rabble rouser. I think I came across this when I was reading F. Small, Edward Francis Small, authored by Nana Gray Johnson.
Oh, I thought it was the book that you stole from me.
The Bard of an Improbable Name. I haven't finished that book. No,
that
is a different one.
Yeah,
okay. Pata, finally. Okay.
Huh?
Okay, finally, what do you have finally before?
No, what I want to tell people is, actually, the reason why I called in was I saw the headline from Standard newspaper, and I heard the interview that you have with M10 Jallo. I think M10 Jallo, whatever that is. But I read the article, Omar.
Yeah.
Usually, talking about this kind of massive cross-carpeting, you will the newspaper or the publication, or even the spokesperson will have identified one person who was able to bring people in. But I read through it, I did not even see a single person to say, or let's even say AI company of this village was the one who let these people in. No mention of that. So no mention of that. So when I read the story, I'm like, so who are these people who they did not even interview a single one of them to say this is the reason we came over here. Yeah. So it was the position of the party that was projected in it. I thought that thing. So I thought like, what is going on? Who are these people who cross-carpeted?
Okay. Just to make things clear, the people's names were not mentioned, 278, but according to M5 Jallo, they are from UDP, NRP, and APRC. And they mentioned the villages in Kombo, Mahmuda, Pirang, Dara, Busumbala, and so on. These are the villages.
But that's what I'm saying, Omar. If the UDP were able to have that kind of a substantial speech of people from size, I would expect them to say that, oh, this was led by, in the case of like Emeba, when we saw Emeba coming, we saw Emeba coming with some other people when he was joining the party. Sure. So what is wrong with if the GDC are going to make such a claim, it was easier for them to even identify one person so anybody can know, oh, it was Omar that actually moved, so Omar has a following. That's the point I'm trying to say.
Well,
but
maybe,
everything is politics.
Maybe I'm not holding brief for the Standard newspaper here, but you know, if you study precision journalism, there is something called precision journalism. You might not want to include all those things in the report. So that might be a case. I don't know. Maybe the editor knows better.
Yeah, I mean that's it. But anyway, whatever it is, Omar, man, I hope everybody is looking forward to. Well, not I hope. I know people are paying attention to what's happening in West Coast. Of course, UDP 5, 6, 7 years ago, even our convention in the Congress in back.
You are saying
not even have people.
Maybe you are saying this because these people are from UDP. If it was from other party, you will not be complaining. Am I not right?
No. I'm done with that part. I'm talking about our Congress. What happened in Brikama? I'm saying all what we ask now is a result of matter coming for the Yuruak and Nyama. So people will now have to be having. We should even Usiano should be used to people competing for his position, contesting the leadership of the position. So I think that's something we need to get used to. Okay. It's going to be interesting, but this weekend is going to take care of itself, and then December is going to be lit.
Well, Pata, you and I had this conversation 500 times about some of these people who hide behind UDP. Attacking people. We talked about it, and you said, you know, it's a democracy. We cannot tell people to not join the party. But if you look at the press release that that is issued by the UDP today about the Congress on what was it, a Congress?
West Coast.
At Birkama. Now they're saying that these are people who are imposters. I mean, these are people who are not UDP. I mean, didn't we talk about these kind of people before? That the need for UDP to put your house in order?
So this and that's very true, Fado, and that's right. So for me, this is how I look at these kind of things. Any organization that you see, there are people who are going to be affiliates, and there are others who are going to be members of the party. There are people who have been voting for UDP since day one, and they never even hold a membership card, right? But there are others who also joined the party, and these are people that nobody even know who they like. For example, I can have a fake profile on Facebook wanting to speak on behalf of the party. So I think the party, of course. And this is why anytime Hussein has a political platform, he will tell people, let's not insult, let's welcome everybody in. So the party will have to be able to deal with these kind of things. When people come in that they believe are imposters or whatever, let them come and address those people. But for the people, I think the problem a lot of people have is if I go on social media and I